Hey guys, it's Tello here, back to you in another video today. So I want to talk about this video in a more raw format because sometimes I like doing these very just me and you cozy style videos. So I hope you guys do appreciate these kind of one-on-one conversation videos, and maybe this will spark a nice interesting conversational piece in the comments below. And so all the people that have been supporting the Twitch lately and coming over to the club, having a good ass time and partying, selfish plug to the Twitch TV. We've been getting extremely lit over there.
When you're locked in at the club, there's a lot of girls around sometimes. Settle down, hit it.
Like I said, it's been a hell of a good time. The Hydration Nation station has been taken all over Azeroth. It's one of the best radio stations across the world. Lock in. But regardless of any of that, I have been really loving Season of Discovery, but there's something that I've been noticing, in the content creation scene, in the forum scene, and also communities, just posts, and just people in general. There are those bad actors out there, and sometimes, unfortunately, it could be creators too, where they like to claim that a game is just straight up dead, or a game is just straight up dying. And I do not like that type of perspective and looking at something just because the game is no longer fun for you, or the game's no longer alive for you. And I think take this with consideration when I talk about this. People take these perspectives and they make it more self-based rather than actually looking at the community and seeing what people are doing, because you can look at raid logs, you can look at people in discords, whatever you have to do, or hell, even in LFG and playing the game to know that the game is not dead. People are raid logging. The auction house has never been more active than it already has. People are currently logging on and playing with their friends and promoting in LFG, looking for Scarlet Enclave, still doing Naxxus, still doing AQs, still doing ZGs. People are still playing the game. Is the PvP scene in a rough state? Yeah, I would say that is probably the one thing I can agree with you with. But overall, for the most part, the game is still very, very fun, and people are enjoying themselves. And yes, there is problems. Is this, car that we call Season of Discovery the best car model we ever had? Probably not. It has its flaws, it has its issues, but damn, is it a fun ride. Does it break down halfway to the gas station with a couple crackheads around the corners here and there? Yeah, we gotta watch out for them, settle down, but we'll fix this baby up, get a couple engine oil in there, and we'll keep going 90 on the highway. All right, we'll be fine, my friends. But what I'm getting at is that we're having a good time, and that's what it's all about, baby. We're just having a good time. We're macking, we're relaxing, and we have issues, of course. We vocalize our issues on the forum posts and hope the devs answer certain things, but we can only hope for the best, right? And then what I'm getting at is this: people keep claiming that the game is dead, and they say these things because they're trolls, in my opinion, because they've never continued playing the game after a certain phase, or they lost friends to play with. So a lot of people who say these things take this from a personal point of view rather than everybody else's point of view. People are actively playing. People are still leveling up. I go fishing every night, on Twitch, and I'm not plugging it again, but I go out and I still see people leveling their characters, believe it or not, leveling alts. I know that's kind of crazy. In Season of Discovery, Phase 8, people are doing alts. Yeah, it still exists, and they're still having fun. And I've been a part of communities where communities were actually dead. I've played older MMOs back in the day where they were thriving, and then out of nowhere, they just dead because of poor developer decisions. Now, you could say Season of Discovery has some poor developer decisions, but for the most part, I think they made a lot of great decisions at the same time too. And could there be more support for PvP? We all know there could be, but at the end of the day, who's to say that if this is the last phase truly? And I know I talk about saying that, this is what Agron said, this is what the posts have said, this is what the emails have said. You've probably seen your favorite content creators say the same thing, but they could just surprise us out of the blue. You never fucking know. And that would be crazy. And in my thought process has been thinking about this lately too. If you make the Ashbringer and you talked about everything with Hyjal and the PTR, and well, not really what they talked about it, but we saw a lot of information from a lot of creators about it. And then you also actually show the the dwarf shamans and the undead paladin. That would bring people back in itself. If that actually comes to fruition and people start playing it. So I genuinely believe that people just want to say things because of their own personal experiences, and they don't know the truth about whether this is going to be the last phase or not. And regardless of the information that we are seeing, I'm going to still have hope. and I'm still, you know, keep holding on to that. Season of Discovery is a fun experience for a lot of people that enjoy it, and if you have friends to play with and you're raid logging and you're just enjoying yourself, there is nothing wrong with that. And just because, you know, a game has, let's say it is 70,000 plus raid logs, and we don't know if that's the truth or not, that doesn't mean that's a dead community. That does not mean it's a dead community. If you guys actually been a part dead communities that have low players, please put the comments in below of what a true dead community is, like a really dead community, because Season of Discovery is by far not a dead community. It is still thriving, people are having a good time, and I think there's just this cloud of misinformation, unfortunately, that is just spreading around where, you know, the game is just dying out. So I want to just nub that nail once and for all and just be real with you guys. I think people say these things is because they take it from a personal experience where they are just simply not enjoying themselves anymore. They don't have friends to play with anymore, or they just fell out of love with the game and now they just turned into this person who is extremely hateful and they just want to shit on the game completely. You know what I mean? So I think honestly, I love SOD. I don't care what anyone has to say. If anybody who has played SOD and, you know, maybe it's not for them anymore, that's fine. It's understandable. You know, not everyone's going to love the same thing that you like, and people are going to get turned off easier than others. But for me personally, I think Season of Discovery has been one of the most fun experiences I've had in a severe long time. And honestly, I don't care if it's not the most booming version of World of Warcraft. For me, this is where World of Warcraft has its heart and its soul at, is in Classic. And I'm always going to support any form of Classic, whether it's a new iteration of it or if it's a revamped version or not. That's what's fun for me and the friends I meet along the way, and that's what I genuinely care about. That's different for other people, but I just wanted to get this out there because I feel like, unfortunately, there are bad actors out there that try to give a bad name to Season of Discovery, especially people, you know, on forum posts. You know how comments can be in trolls, and everybody's always concerned about, you know, the flavor of the month and what they should follow rather than just actually having fun in their own lane, you know. And to this day, people still enjoy Classic WoW. People still or maybe if there's even a scene on Error, I have no fucking idea if there's any scene over there, but I wouldn't hate them if they have fun over there too. You know, people enjoy Cataclysm, even though I don't hear much about it. People are probably prepping for, you know, Mr. Pandaria. That's great. But I think we knock each other so much for no reason when we're all a part of the World of Warcraft atmosphere at the end of the day. Whether you like retail, whether you like SOD, whether you like Classic, whether you like Akata going into MOP, hell, whether if you even like private servers, I don't care, dude. There's nothing dead going on over here. People are enjoying themselves, they're having fun, and I just wanted to vocalize that with you guys. And, you know, we can finally hopefully stop this nonsense once and for all of people keep claiming that something is you know, dying or it's dead and there's no point of, like, you know, continuing on with it, because I see a point in continuing on with it, straight up. And if I'm having fun and we're partying and we're having a good fucking time, there's always going to be a Season of Discovery over here. So lock it in. Much love, amigos. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I'm orange with the yellow light. My boy said I looked like the mosquito in the egg in Jurassic Park with this amber light right now, but it's not the best light, all right? So settle down, okay? And the camera's all fuzzy. Editor, let's end the video before you get packed in Minecraft. Respectfully. I can't even speak right now. Catch that one. Peace.